Well, hello and welcome. Welcome to my world. Welcome to our world. Today is Wednesday, so you know what that means. That means it is Cut the Cord Wednesday. Welcome to another episode of Cut the Cord Lunch and Learn series. You know, every Wednesday at 12 noon, we pop up with a new Cut the Cord Lunch and Learn series. So I want to make sure that you understand what Cut the Cord is. Some people, you know, ask that question, what is that? It's a 30-minute training that we do, and it airs on Facebook, YouTube, and our LinkedIn pages. It's going to help elevate your mindset. It's going to help help you set goals. It's going to make you get outside of your comfort zone. Cut the cord is going to have you saying things like, I'm already good enough. I earned it. I'm smart enough. I am because I am. It's going to give you what I call the it factor. See, the it factor is you got to visualize it, pray about it, plan it, work it, live it, and don't give up on it. That's what Cut the Cord is. So welcome to another show. Hello there, Heather S.
Yes. Hey, I'm doing great. I'm doing great today. That is it. We have to visualize it. We have to plan, and we have to not give up. So important.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So let's dive right in. Today, we're going to be talking about this 25 50 25 principle. And let me tell you what, it's dynamic. So I'm just going to dive in. You know, John Maxwell says the difference between tension and conflict is why it's necessary for leaders to know the difference, right? In short, tension is a healthy and temporary disagreement with the team that produces a positive outcome when addressed. Now, conflict, on the other hand, is unhealthy and potentially a permanent disagreement that produces negative outcomes and must be removed. See, leading through tension isn't fun because getting our teams through those moments requires us to challenge people. See, we have to challenge their thinking, their attitudes, and their emotional responses, not in an aggressive manner, but with the kind of confidence that communicates clearly. You see, tension can be utilized to spur creativity, to encourage outside of the box thinking and actions, and to stir a good team out of the threat of lethargy. Now, tension is a natural occurrence that is neither good nor bad. Now, you understand me, right? Tension is a natural occurrence that is neither good nor bad. See, until a leader's response to that tension pushes it in one direction or another. It's all up to the leader.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. Because you can take it in that positive way or in that negative way. And it's all up to that leader. You're right, Cedric. And I love John Maxwell's book. It's called Leader Shift: 11 Essential Changes That Every Leader Must Embrace. Right. And he talks about one of the shifts that he wrote about in his book, which is called this relational shift. And relational shift is all about relationships. But it goes from pleasing people, which is, let's be honest, a lot of times we struggle with people pleasing, right, as leaders, but it moves it to challenging people, right? We have to start to challenge people. And if you thought about a teacher that you loved, if you thought about some role model in your life that you really, really looked up to, one of the things I bet that they did is they challenged you, right? So he says that in his book, this was one of the most important lessons that he learned in leadership. It was also one of the most difficult. And he learned in life that he wanted people to like him, right? And he developed these relational connections very easily. But intuitively, he knew that what mattered to people, and as a result, was that, it wasn't really what mattered. It was that he wanted to please them. But this connection seemed like a strength. And as he learned to lean into developing that skill, he seemed that that all he was doing was making connections and pleasing people. That was his leadership mojo. And you know what? It made him happy to do it. It made him happy to please people, right? But like me, and I found this myself too, a lot of new leaders often confuse people pleasing with leading people. The idea of that being, if everyone is happy with me, they'll follow me. If everybody is happy with me, they'll follow me. Think about like a personal trainer, right? You may not like them in those moments when they're trying to get you to do that extra rep, but you do like them afterward, because it's not about that specific moment of tension. It's about how you feel afterward, right?
Right.
Nothing could be further from the truth from what John Maxwell says. And it's that, here's the hard truth, is that you're never going to make everybody happy. You're just not. And wanting to do so only sets you up to fail. When tension builds, because tension always builds because we're different, right? Good leadership always challenges people to rise to the occasion, to become their best, and to achieve that much more.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, some people can't accept the challenge. Some people can't accept the challenge to help their team win. See, others don't. So, how can you, as a leader, learn to manage through this process? Now, think about this. Whether you're leading a team at work or you're leading a team at home, how can you learn to manage people through this process? See, you can use the 25-50-25 principle of change. And this is what we're here to talk with you about today. See, if you've heard of the 25-50-25, this is going to be a refresher for you. If you haven't heard of it, guess what? You're going to learn some new stuff today. And if you haven't heard of the 25-50-25 principle of change, hey, give me a thumbs up in the like a like button or something in on the social media. So I want to make sure that we're tracking with you. You're tracking with us. See, I learned about this years ago at a leadership roundtable, and I've never forgotten it. See, it's become one of the most important and helpful principles of leading through tension and change that I've ever encountered. Now, here's how it goes. Are you ready?
We're
Here's how
ready.
it goes. See, whenever you cast vision and you challenge people to cut the tension through, cut through tension and achieve something greater, they will tend to fall into three groups. See,
Mm.
typically 25% of the people will support you. You know how you get those few people that's going to support you at the very beginning. There's one or two people in a group. Then you're going to have 50% of those people who will remain uncommitted or uncertain. They're going to sit back and they're just there, right? And then you have 25% who are going to resist. So let me say that again. You know, when you're running a group, you're in a family or in a social group or at work, right? You have those few people who are going to support you. That's 25% of them, right? Then you're going to have a bigger group, 50% of them who are just going to remain uncommitted or uncertain. And then you're going to have 25% who are going to resist. They're going to fight back. They don't even know what it is, but they just going to fight back because they love to fight back. Now,
Right.
I know you understand what I'm talking about, right, Heather?
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah. And audience, I know you've been there before. Tell us about it, right? Just shout amen in the comment. Just type in a amen if you know what I'm talking about. See, your job as a leader is to get people in that 50% group and to gain 25% that are all in. You see? Now, here's some tips to help you navigate this, right? You got to understand that the 25% who resist, they're not going to change. Let me say it again. The 25% who resist, they are not going to change no matter what you say, no matter what you do. You know how you think about it sometimes and you say, man, I don't understand why they're against this. I don't understand why they're not getting it. What can I do different? Don't worry about it. The 25% of them are never going to change. They're never going to be all in. Right? Now,
That's hard. That's hard for us, right, audience? Like
yeah,
that's a hard concept to swallow for
it
sure.
is a
But
hard
it is
concept to
true.
swallow.
Yeah.
Now, the greatest leader in the world couldn't get people to change their mind. Who do you think the greatest person in the world was? Think about it, right? You just have to accept it, intellectually accept it, and know that they're going to always be stuck where they were. But let me tell you, good leaders embrace tension, great leaders harness it. Ooh, man. I'm gonna put that in the comments so you can take that and you can use it. Good leaders embrace tension, great leaders harness it.
Oh, that's powerful. So yeah, so we have to understand that we can't make that 25% happy, right? And but here's the fact. If once we understand that, we can try to really embrace that, because trying to appease them only encourages them to keep resisting, right? When that negativity, when we start to encourage that negativity, what do they say? Oh, well, we're going to bring more negativity to the surface, right? Don't give. You only have a certain amount of energy. So don't give that bottom 25% that energy or in the platform for credibility. Doing so gives you credibility. Doing so doesn't give you credibility as much as it gives them the opportunity to undermine you, right? It gives them the opportunity to undermine you. So what do? How do we start to really understand this and then move forward? What we have to do is create opportunities for that middle 50% to spend time with the top 25%. Think about it. We all know you become like the people you spend the most time around. Attitudes are contagious. So you might as well have that middle 50 exposed to ones that are worth catching, right? You want them to catch that good attitude, the people who are supporting you, who are encouraging your leadership, who are behind you. Ask the 25% who support your efforts also to influence the 50%ers. Having others bang the drum always helps. Always helps. Give credibility and a platform to the 25%. Show them, right, that they can also take charge of that platform and give them the opportunity to really support you. And they're going to help your organization move forward.
Yes, absolutely. 100%. One piece of advice. Never forget that getting people through the tension to something greater is your goal. Never forget that. Never lose sight of that. See, some leaders become egocentric in moments of tension and challenge. And as a leader, it's not about what you want, it's about what's best for the organization. See, chasing after your own agenda is how leaders escalate tension into conflict. Now I work with a lot of leaders, and I have to always remind them, sometimes you got to be quiet and be still to move the organization, right? Sometimes you have to be quiet and be still to move the organization. That means that you have to allow other people to come in and help push the group along. That's really what Heather was saying.
Yeah.
Right? So successfully navigating a time of tension is possible if leaders are willing to challenge their people, right? The good news is that leaders who value their people and add value to them daily build up reserves, basically, or reservoirs of good, right? That's going to help you when you need it. That's going to allow you to pull from that reservoir in times of difficulty. See, it's almost like putting money in a savings account. And when you need some extra, boom, you go and withdraw it. You see? It's not the checking account that you're using every day. It's the saving, it's the reserve that the leader is building up so they can use it when they need it. See, that reservoir of goodwill is going to be drawn upon at the right moment. See, the trust you built up will not only allow your people to more easily follow you, it will also allow you to more easily choose to courageously challenge them to chase after what's better for them, for the organization, and for everyone. You see, that's really what this is all about. And that's what leadership is all about. So today, I'm going to give you 3 questions to ponder on. Now, I want you to write these questions down. I'm going to post them. I'm going to put them in the comments as well so that you can just boom, copy and paste. But here are the 3 questions. See, as a leader, do you know the difference between conflict and tension? As a leader, do you know the difference between conflict and tension? That's a good question. You got to understand that. You need to know that, right? Do you know the difference between conflict and tension? Now, the second question is, where in your organization are you confusing the two?
Oh, good question.
Exactly.
That's
That's a challenge right there. Where in the organization are you confusing the two? And what is one thing you can do tomorrow to bring clarity on this issue for your people? Now you see 3 questions. I popped them in the chat for you so you can copy and paste those questions. You might want to use those questions.
Oh, yeah. I know those are questions to ponder and really think through for sure. There's a lot of wisdom there in that knowledge and understanding the difference between conflict and tension and knowing sometimes what our leadership styles are. Are we those people pleasers? Do we avoid that conflict, right? Are we embracing the tension? And what was that quote that you said before, Cedric? It was great leaders harness the tension.
Yeah.
Whew.
Great leaders harness tension. Good leaders harness tension. Great leaders. Let me start all over, Heather.
That's okay.
Great leaders embrace tension, right? Good leaders embrace tension, and great leaders harness it.
Absolutely.
Man,
Absolutely.
I got my words.
I know.
Right there. Right.
But harnessing is an active state, right? It's active. Right. Instead of embracing, that word embrace is kind of like that passive idea. It's powerful stuff when you start to shift in this way. I recommend that book too, Leadership by John Maxwell, Leader Shift, right? So we wanted to we're not going to take any more of your time, but we wanted to just appreciate you to come on here and to do our Wednesday version of Cut the Cord during your lunchtime. You may have another 10 minutes of lunch, so we hope that you are able to enjoy it. But we want you to know more than anything that we appreciate you, right? Our goal is in doing all of this is to help your team go to a higher level. We want to hear from you, and we just appreciate your feedback during our live Cut the Cord sessions. And if you're watching the replay, make sure you comment in the comment section so we know how we're doing and how we can better serve your team. What's your team struggling with right now? Is it communication? Is it teamwork? Is it collaboration? Is it creativity? Is it being authentic? Maybe it's all of the above, right? Send us a message in the subject line, Cut the Cord, and see our emails in the comments. And we look forward to next Wednesday at 12 p.m. Central Time.
Yes, and I want to tell you something before we go. You see, who you learn from matters. Let me say that again because I want to make sure that you understand and you get it. Who you learn from matters. And, I am one of the mentors in Paul Martinelli's 6-figure mentorship program. And I want to tell you folks, say it again so that you understand it. Who you learn from matters. Now, I want to invite you to something. There's going to be no selling. It's just going to be a teaching that I'm going to do and some mentorship. You're going to be able to chime in and ask questions. I'm going to help you in your business. Tuesday, March 29th, from 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern time. So for Central time, that's 7 to 9. Next Tuesday, I'm going to be there on the line. I'm going to do a quick teaching, about 20 minutes. And then I'll open up the line for the next hour and a half. And it's going to be answering any question you have around building your business. Now, this is a guy who's built a large business. Okay. I've had a lot of success. I'm not bragging on myself, but I have a lot of success in business, right? I've run multi-million-dollar business units as well. I want to help you build your business. So who you learn from matters. The number is right on the screen. I've also put it in the chat. Put it on your calendar right now. Just put it on your calendar. Tuesday, March 29th, 8 to 10 Eastern time or 7 to 9 Central time. You don't have to register. Just put it on your calendar. Call into that number, 667-770-1459, and then you have the access code there.
What a great opportunity. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to make sure that you tune in. Remember what I said, who you learn from matters. Okay? So I want to make sure that you get in on that. And thanks for my friend, my dietitian of all dietitians. She tuned in today. She said, indeed, I'm a firm believer of that statement, right? So yeah, make sure, guys, you tune in next Tuesday, the 29th, at 7 to 9 Central time or 8 to 10 Eastern time. The number is in the chat, so you can get it there. Put it on your calendar right now so you don't forget, and then put a reminder there. Right. But thank you for tuning in to Cut the Cord today. Heather and I always enjoy doing another version of Cut the Cord. And today we're talking about the 25-50-25 principle, helping leaders understand how to break through the tension and how to get through conflict and how to help move their team to a whole nother level. So thank you for tuning in. We appreciate that. Heather, are you having a great day today?
I am having a great day today.
Well, that's awesome, a great day. I'm excited that you're having a great day. I'm having a great day because you are having a great day. So that's awesome. It's exciting. And
we're going to continue it, right? And Cedric, I just wanted to say something about your Tuesday, March 29th session. I think that it's so powerful that we learn from leaders. We learn from people who have the experience and the background of what they've done and how they've gotten to where they are. So please tune in because Cedric has such valuable information to share. And also make sure you have some really, really pointed questions to ask him. If you're struggling with different aspects of your business right now, because we all have, right? We've all been there. So we want to help encourage and inspire you, but also give you the tools and resources that maybe Cedric had to learn along the way, or maybe I have had to learn along the way. It's so valuable that we use each other in this season and that we learn from those great leaders, those specific leaders.
Yes. Thank you very much. You guys have a great rest of your day. Don't party much. Forget that. Party way too much. Have a good day and have a good time. We'll see you next Wednesday. Hopefully see you Tuesday night on the call-in line. Thanks and have a good one. Bye-bye.